Welcome to another parent-teacher video lesson from the earlygiftedmanual.com, a free website for homeschooled children 3 to 7 years old and their parents that promotes and develops giftedness at an early age. I am Gary Blank, the creator of that site, and your host and facilitator for this video and all of the videos in my educational program. As the video lessons are designed to work in conjunction with the program on my website, I ask you to, at some point, click on the URL link in the description box below, and this action will take you to the earlygiftedmanual.com. By doing that, you will be able to put this lesson and all of the video lessons here on my channel in the proper context of the total program that I am presenting to you and your child. Welcome to Lesson 3, Morphing Words. Materials for this lesson, you will need the lowercase magnetic letters that are part of your magnetic letter set. And it'd also be great to have a magnetic whiteboard, and perhaps you have one of those. It makes this particular activity very easy to play. You can slide the letters. Perhaps you have your whiteboard mounted vertically or on an easel. But if you don't have a whiteboard, you can easily do it like I'm doing on a table. And the reason I'm not using a whiteboard is because it presents lots of problems for the video camera in terms of exposure and reflection and focus and stuff like that. So let's get started. Morphing words. You may tell your child that you're going to be morphing words, and she might say, well, what is morphing? Well, you can tell her that morphing is when something changes into something else. And in this case, it will be when a word changes into another word. And finally, at this point, you can solve the mystery of the blue and the red letters. The blue ones are called consonants. The red letters are vowels. And in all words, you have to have at least one red letter. Otherwise, it can't be a word. So you can tell your child that, and really that's good enough at this point. You don't want to go really into any more detail than that. All right. So let's get started with the activity here. As you can see, I have several lowercase letters spread out on the table here. I can't remember how many I put out, maybe 16 or 17. And of course, you can only use the letters that your child has studied. So let's say your child has only studied 4 or 5 letters so far. Well, those are the 4 or 5 you can use. So I put out more to show you more of the more of what the game is like when you get what the activity is like when you get more letters in it. Another important thing to say at this point is that all the words you make are going to have the same look to them. They're going to be 3 letters. And they're going to be blue, red, and blue. Every word you make in this activity will be like that. So let's start with a word. All right. So You've pulled down these 3 letters, and now it's time for your child to start decoding these letters. Decoding this word. And kids will vary. Some kids will be able to look at this and just rattle it right off. Man. And others might need more support. So give your child as much support as she needs. Sounding out the letters one at a time, running your finger across the bottom, whatever it takes. But you will be, right now anyway, you will be manipulating the letters, and he or she will be decoding the words. So you can start with this one, man, and now let the morphing begin. Let's change that. And you can say, well, if this word is man, what if I change a letter? What word is it now? And once again, it's his turn to decode the word. Pan. Okay, we can keep going with that. If that is pan, then what word do we have now? Fan. Let's keep going. If that's fan, then what word is this? So you see how we are morphing the words by changing one letter in the word. And of course this can go on and on. Let's try this one. If this is, ran, then what word is this? An. And now you might want to show your child that you can change any letter in the word to make a new word. So if this is can, then what word is this? And he should be able to sound it out and say cat. All right. If that is cat, then what word is this? Rat. And of course, you might want to continue that by changing out the T with a P. Rap. How about this one? I'm just kind of picking things up here a little bit, going a little faster, because I think you understand what it is we're trying to do here. Tap. Tap. And now you can show her that you can also change the middle letter, the vowel, the red one. So if this is tap, then what word is this? Tip. So we're morphing words. If that's tip, then what word is this? Hip. Hip. And maybe you might want to take this a little farther. And of course, there's lots of three-letter words you can make out of these. If this is hip, then what word is this? And of course, this is hop. So that's how you morph words, and it's a great activity for your child. It really gets them comfortable with the whole idea of decoding words, and it really improves their decoding skills and their speed at decoding. So if you'd like to make this more challenging, here's something you could do. Let's use this word we have out here, hop. And now you might say to your child, how would you change hop to make the word top? And now your child is going to have to go up into the letter bank up here and change hop to top, and hopefully she will choose top. So obviously that's a much more challenging activity, because now she has to manipulate the sounds and the letters. So that is a way to make the activity a bit more challenging. And the last thing you can do is you can let your child be the word maker. So you can clear the board here and tell her to make a 3-letter word. And of course it's got to be blue, red, blue, right? And perhaps she might do this. And you laugh and you go, oh, that's if, biff. And he or she might say, well, what's a biff? Well, this is what we call a nonsense word. And in this game, in this activity, nonsense words are okay because it's all about decoding sounds. And nonsense words are allowed in this game. You can tell your child that. So she may come up with several different combinations, and including, a real word like big, or here's another nonsense word, mig. And actually, sometimes you can have a lot of fun with this. You can make up definitions for these little words. So these are called nonsense words. And that's morphing words. And it's a great activity for improving your child's decoding skills and your child's getting comfortable with decoding and the speed of decoding.